Hey, I have not one, but two pieces of exciting news to share with you guys today. Piece number one, today, that's right, today I just launched worldwide my brand new book, The Community of Life. All right? You can download the PDF. I'm going to put a link maybe down there, and there'll be one over here in a bit, okay? So, new book, Community of Life. Definitely check it out. Very timely book. I think you're going to like it. Second piece of exciting news is right now I'm going to perform and teach a very cool card trick with a whole lot of benefits to a shuffled pack. It works beautifully on Zoom and FaceTime, works great live, and you can involve a little bit of a bet, a bit of money if you want as well. Lots of ways to present this trick, and it uses a very cool sleight. Let's jump right in. I'm going to show you this right now here. So this is a great couples trick, okay? If you're dealing with a couple, either I said like on a Zoom show, or if you're doing a front lawn kind of thing, people are up on the porch, or once we start rolling this out, we're into patios and restaurants, bars, this is perfect. Here's what you do. Dealing with a couple, two people. You say, look, go ahead, cut the cards in half. So somebody cuts the cards in half, and it's a legitimate cut, all right? And this can be a borrowed deck. There's no setup. Quite nice. Now they both shuffle their half of the pack, okay? And the reason you're having them do this in tandem is to set up this idea that what's going to happen is going to happen with both of them at the exact same time. Okay? Shuffled cards. Then they reassemble the cards, and they can even shuffle the cards again if they want. Having done that, if they're going to bet $1 here or bet $10 or whatever the case may be, so they go through, we're going to have one person take a peek at a card. They take a peek at a card, okay? So they can stop at any card. They peek at one card in the middle. You go over here to this person, say stop. They peek at another card. So they're both thinking of a playing card. You say, look, I'm going to give the cards a cut, just like this. Like that, all right? One cut. And I'm going to wrap the dollar bill around the deck of cards like this. Here we go. So they didn't remove the cards from the pack. They didn't pick them physically. They just took little peeks of cards somewhere in the middle of the shuffle deck. And you say, watch. I'm just going to toss the cards from one hand to another, and you're going to see it happen. Just like that. Two and only two cards trapped right inside, from the middle of the cards, the folded bill. And even though, again, they didn't write them down, they didn't take them out, they're just thinking of them. There they are, the two cards. They're freely thinking of them. There's so much about this I love. I love the setup. I love the theater. It uses a very sneaky and not too difficult double peek card control. Okay, really elegant. Okay, I learned this technique originally from the late and great and brilliant and much missed Daryl Martinez. This double peak card control, and I combine it with a really old school, fun, visual kind of boom kind of revelation. Sometimes magicians overthink stuff and they get too clever. I like to keep things I like to keep things really simple and direct, and this is a great example of this. So I'm going to teach the secret to you right now. Also, what do I got here? Here's the question, okay? Because this week I'm going to give you a chance to win Reconstruction. And Reconstruction, you can find the preview on SankeeMagic.com. Reconstruction is a collection of really beautifully custom printed labels that work with a whole bunch of decks of cards. There's a whole bunch of cool different kinds of tricks you can do with Reconstruction. So this is going to be a chance. All you have to do to enter the contest, leave a comment down below and tell me this much. So on the American bill, here's the question of the week. On the American bill is George Washington. Of course, I think it's George Washington, yeah. So tell me, if you could have on your money, whether you're in one of the European countries, on the euro, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Russia, whether you're in the US, whether you're in Canada, wherever you are, Britain, if you could have any face on the bill, on a popular bill, the face of anybody, could be your face, could be the face of a famous person in history, could be a movie star, whose face would you have on one of the most common bills in your country, okay? Leave a comment down below. You'll be automatically entered into the contest, your chance to win Reconstruction. In a moment, I'm going to announce the winners of last week's Deranged contest. I'm going to announce the winners in just a second, but let's jump right in here. So, shuffle deck of cards. Okay, you can borrow the deck if you want. There's so much to be said for always having the deck shuffled by people, which is why I'll often have my first trick involves a setup, and then right after I've used the setup, I'll have people shuffle the deck, and from then on, there's this real sense that everything's that much more fair, right? Okay. So you're going to go through and have people say stop. And I'm using the old pinky. So you go through and notice I'm spreading the cards slightly, beveling them to one side, from my left to my right, okay? I go through and they call stop. And then I show them the card for just a second, and then you let it close up. Now, it looks so fair. I love the fairness of it. But I'm keeping a break. Where they said stop, I'm keeping a break just with my little pinky there, right? So you pause a beat. Don't go from this over to this. I find it's always great to really give that moment to register. You call stop. So you're thinking of a playing card, right? You didn't write it down. You didn't whisper even the color. You have it in your mind, and you shuffle the cards, right? Okay. So using your words to really emphasize the impossibility of what you're doing. Then to the next one, okay? And there's even an argument that says you shouldn't say, I'm going to have both your peak cards. A, because why tell them before you do it? But second, there's also a nice notion that everything is improvised. Boom, and then you could say, well, actually, you probably want to get involved too, so let me try this. And notice that both of these can be done through the camera on your phone or whatever. So like I said, great for Zoom and these kinds of things. I'm keeping the break the whole time, and that first card was what again? Was it the 3 of clubs? Okay. Turn to the next person and notice, as long as you keep the squeeze firm and you don't want to let them see this side. So I always cheat a little, tilt it back towards yourself, and I'm going to riffle the upper half. Okay, so wherever they call stop, you really want to do slowly in the first half. Okay, let's just really emphasize that. I start at the bottom, go slower, they call stop, and I show them, in this case, the Queen of Clubs. Okay, and it's in the bottom half of the deck. Turn to the next person, they call stop there, and they say Queen of Spades. Okay. And I'm pushing the tip. Now, this might look very particular and difficult. It's not. It just takes a bit of practice and get that grip down, okay? So I'm keeping a break below the first one and below the second one. Now, this is what's so brilliant. I think Daryl figured out a really elegant way to do this. I'm going to, after I focus there, I'm going to let this drop to my side. It's out of sight. It doesn't matter because you're thinking of a card. You're thinking of a card. Didn't write it down. Didn't say it. Shuffled deck. Super fair. So you want to move from the physicality of this to just the ideas. And you move this out of sight by your side or down here or rest on the table, whatever, okay? Careful resting on the table, though. You don't want to start teaching them the special gaps that you're holding in the deck. So I'm here. Here's what you do. I'm going to give the cards a spin cut. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to come over and lift the cards slightly, and this all happens, I'm holding the deck like this, okay? Lots of cover for my fingers, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, I want you to see this, dip my fingers, I'm going to slide inside and then push out the queen just with my tips, okay? That happens here. So this is the secret position, all right? The queen has been kicked out like that, behind, okay? Queen is kicked out with just the tips of the left fingers, slightly, right? Then I'm going to move, okay? I'm going to move the queen's kicked out there. I'm going to move all the cards below the other break slightly to the right as well, all right? This is the exposed view. This is selection 1. Selection 2 is, in fact, this one here, okay? So everything, I really want you to see this. This is the situation. I've moved both these to what is to my right a little bit. And then when I'm up here from this position, I'm going to come in and my finger is going to go there. And I'm going, this is upside down, but I want you to see this. I'm going to pivot out. I'm stripping out all these cards, okay? So when I do the pivot, it comes out, lands, just one finger, lands nicely in my left hand. And that cut, complete. That cut has automatically brought one of the selections to the bottom and one of the selections to the top of the deck with one cut. So elegant. So again, peek 1, holding with pinky. Peek 2, over here like this. Lift up just slightly enough to get the tips in to kick that to the side, and then pivot cut. Everything is done, okay? With practice, you really want to just sort of look like this. Then you came up here and did a quick pivot cut and put it down, okay? Now, if you put the cards on the table now it'll really, and put a bit of a time lapse, it'll really emphasize the idea they'll forget you ever even cut the cards. But how could even cutting the cards once casually, somehow you find both cards and both just think it, okay? There's no really, doesn't make any sense. So you're here. Now, this is so pretty. And notice what I'm about to show you now, you can do with a dollar bill, which works so great. You can use it with a piece of paper. You can use it with a paper napkin. I've used it with a takeout menu. Pretty much any piece of paper, even a cloth. You'll see once the principle. And before I reveal that to you right now, Let's see if you won. I hope you won this week, okay? Deranged. You can check it out, sankeymagic.com. You'll find out the trick that I'm giving away this week is Deranged. It's a mentalism trick involving the Mona Lisa image on a postcard. Really kind of interesting. Very unusual mentalism trick. Super easy to do. sankeymagic.com as always. Here are the winners. Finally Being Me. Joe Lewis. Wow. Kevin Kane. Infrequent Mind. Joe Gutridge, DB Magic, Abby Cambo, Abby Cambo, Ryan Dare, Heather_Ann, Jesse Caesar, Pete McLaughlin, and John Burke. Congratulations. If I said your name, please send an email to my team at contact@sankeymagic.com. Give them your YouTube name, your real name, and your shipping address, please, and they will ship out to you the reconstruction trick with the tutorial and all the really cool custom gimmicks. All right, congratulations everybody who won this week. Okay, so where are we here? Oh, right, we're gonna teach this. So one's on top, one's on bottom. I hold it very cleanly from here, okay? Now make sure you don't flash the bottom, okay? You're holding very clean, because you don't want to say look or be very fair and let them see it's on the bottom. They need to think it's somewhere in the middle of the deck, okay? I wrap this around this like this. Now, it looks like I'm just holding the dollar bill wrapped around, okay? But what in fact I'm doing is I'm making sure the dollar bill is a little further down, almost to the back there, towards me, to free up the pad of my thumb to be holding about 1/4 on the bill and 3/4 resting on the top card. Same with the finger below, okay? It's not here, it's not here. It's mostly the pad of the first finger. This is on top like that. So they're both. So when I toss, what's going to happen is the bill's going to go nowhere. The top card's going to stay in my left hand. The bottom card is going to stay in my left hand. This is the slow-mo here, like this. Okay, everything's going to stay in my hand except for the rest of the cards. So in performance speed, you put it all together here and here like this, and they visibly see, boom, you threw the deck, boom, like this. And 2 cards, and you'll get gasps there. Even that you tossed and even if 1 card stayed. I mean, you could do it twice in a row, I guess. But I think it's so much stronger here. As soon as I see the 2 cards, and the reveal's so sweet, because rather than appearing suddenly face up, so there's shock 1 card stayed and shock 2, you reveal everything at once if they were face up. Face down is mystery. Much better theater. And you have the rule of 3 going on here, which is very powerful. 1, 2, 3 items. Boom, that's there like this. Now, one other very important tip. You could reveal them and then ask them basically, is that right? Is that right? No. So much better. Now, I've committed to myself. Only 2 cards. All the others are far away. Please, if I get even 1, I think you'll agree it's pretty good. If I can get both, though, okay? Because I tried this actually the other day and I only got 1. So let's see. What was yours? They name it. What was yours? They name it. Now, everybody simultaneously, and I mention this a lot, everybody simultaneously can experience the mystery together. You can get, rather than getting someone going, wow, and someone saying, oh no, and someone else, all at different times, you know, if you were to do this, so much better. Or you can do this and really kind of get a bit of a curtain action going if you want, where the bill is kind of there, and then, you know, boom, and this like this. However, really, if you don't treat the magic like it's something that really merits wonder, if you don't treat it in a certain way, it's not going to inspire it. I'm a big fan of underplaying, but when it comes to the final moments, you have to treat it with real drama and respect. Okay? That is the wonderful double peak control. 1 cut, a little bit of practice, you'll get it down. 2 quick things I got to mention to you is 1, don't forget to leave a comment. I want you to have a chance to win Reconstruction this week. If you could have the face of anybody in the world, living or dead, history, on the face of one of the bills in your country, who would it be? Maybe you're a fan of somebody crazy, I don't know. The other thing is, do not forget to check out, just launched today, my brand new book, The Community of Life, okay? And subscribe to the channel. I'm slowly getting closer to 400,000. It's going to be crazy. Click here to subscribe. Click here to check out The Community of Life. And I hope you guys have a great day, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single subscriber.